You're live.
You are live.
Didn't even do a sound check.
I told you everything sounds great. I was already in here. We
no
just
sound
ran a sesh. Once again, we are back. Episode 10. Episode 10. Cisco's out there. He's on his way. But it's your boy, Veve Mescal. Benjamin is in the house. Say what's up, Ben.
Benjamin. What up, guys? How's it going? Veve community.
I want this part.
Yeah, but I want this more up.
We're excited
Little bit
for
up.
episode 10. We've made it 10 weeks in a row. You've been on this journey with us if you've been tuning in.
Been on it.
And it's been pretty fun. I cannot lie. I'm gonna post about us being on right now again on Veve app. And it was a crazy weekend, wasn't it? Doesn't Veve just
Crazy week.
throw
/
curveballs at you out of nowhere? But anyway, it is episode 10, and that is a dope achievement right there to do 10 episodes in a row. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead and just clap it up for ourselves on that nice little milestone for the Veve Bros podcast. And speaking of which, there is another Veve Bros channel. So shouts out to the other Veve Bros on the other side of the country. And I've been kind of thinking about it, like the two Veve Bros existing, or maybe us having some type of rap battle to battle for the name, or maybe
any type of battle,
or you know, maybe we do like a cross promotion platform. But
who has the most comics? What's up?
We gotta figure something out. But for now, the Veve Bros podcast right here, the one and only podcast every week, every Wednesday. We wrap it up. Sure, there's a lot of YouTubers out there. We're gonna be talking about that too, because your boy stays on the YouTube all the damn time. I do follow a lot of the quote unquote influencers, and also, you know, the credible sources and pages that are out there. So I'm gonna be doing, instead of a brand breakdown next week, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a YouTuber breakdown next week, and I'm gonna let y'all know who I'm rocking with as far as pages I trust, what they're saying, and they're consistent, and who I'm not rocking with. You pages out there that are whack, giving whack advice, giving presumptuous, you know, predictions. I'm gonna call you out. But yeah, anyway,
Cisco's here now.
Welcome,
hey guys,
Cisco.
week 10, right? Week 10, baby.
Week 10 in a row. Yeah, but let's jump into the app. How you guys feeling? Anything cool?
I'm feeling extra broke.
Feel good.
Extra broke, spending a lot of money on them Batman. Okay, let's wrap up this week real quick with our drops. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 drops this week. Veve just spiced it up with the drop amount, right? Because we have been hitting 5 drops a week consistently for every episode we've done of this podcast. It's been 5 drops. So now Veve does the 9 drops. And let's just start at the top. We started our week with Mr. Moon Knight, right? It was Moon Knight a week ago. How did you guys do on that drop? What happened?
I want to go into that, but let me just start by saying this. How do you guys feel now that the bots are gone?
Oh,
so at least the
bots are gone. They're no longer around. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, that's the consensus I get from every single drop so far. It's been great. If you're on the app, you know it. I have friends who have been on the app. They're finally hitting. They finally believe.
They're joining in.
They actually say, what the hell? One of my friends was like, I didn't know I had to click twice after I hit the buy now. I go, yeah, dude, once you hit, it takes your gems. Then you still got to confirm. And he was like,
yeah,
I didn't know, dude. He's like, I almost left it at that. And I was like, he's like, I've never made it this far. And he felt really pumped up. And then he just got a comment. He was like, oh, but it still felt cool. But anyways, back into it.
No, yeah,
on that day. Sorry, no.
Well, yeah. How do we feel about that? I don't know if the bots are fully gone. I feel like they're Jaws. Like you think that Jaws isn't there, but Jaws is there, and you're splashing around in the water, getting all your little drops, and out of nowhere, Jaws is gonna bite you.
From me,
I'm just saying.
You know, but
that could happen.
On that note, first of all, with the Moon Knight, I hit both drops ultra rare. I got lucky with the ultra rare on both of them. Now, first of all,
ultra rare.
I've never hit an ultra rare, but to hit 2 in one day, oh man, that
very
felt amazing.
Very exciting.
Even though people got multiples of the Moon Knight and everything, just to hit those 2 ultra rares, because those did pump. it was the commons that didn't really pump much. You know, they weren't doing much. Nobody really wanted them.
Well,
But
the show was just came out too. It was just one episode that was
the
out.
accounts have stacked them though. I've seen a few accounts out there in the feed that have like 30 of each. Right, they're just stacked up with them. Since you guys decided to sell them for 20 gems,
not financial advice, but
Mr. Knight was going for, I believe, 15 gems at one point. You know,
so that's an issue.
That was pretty crazy.
We'll dive into that. Go ahead.
But yeah, that was you know, it was a great drop for me. I hit on everything. I completed my first 2 sets that day, and all at list price. Actually, under when I picked up the commons.
So let me ask you something, Ben. Did you pick them up because you actually like wanted that set, or do you just saying, hey, you know, they're available, they're cheap, let me just jump on it and complete some sets? Like, what's your mind state when you're going
on that one? Yeah, I mean, I had to. I didn't have any complete sets. To complete a set for 15 gems, right there was perfect. It was a good opportunity. You know, I was willing to buy a ultra rare on some sets which I need to complete, but that costs 100 gems. Dude, for 15 it felt pretty sweet.
Yeah, same thing. The Mr. Knight got the ultra rare, and it was like, yeah, no brainer. Especially when you're completing a set, and it's like, I got 2 complete sets now, and I'm sitting on 0. It's like, I can complete this one for 22 gems to get the comment. I was like, I'll do it.
It felt really cool to be able to hit. It was pretty amazing. You know, the only time that I'd ever seen that was the Toby drop, where I was still able to buy now.
Well,
so
things aren't selling out right now. I mean, these comics too, you're able to buy multiple like back in the day. So it's a cool time right now. If you know you came in when everything was hot and everything was like you couldn't get anything.
And for some reason that upsets people that you get multiples. For some reason that makes people
some people
and say that
they click really slow and then they don't get anything, and then they don't know about Xing out or their payments processing. So if you don't know, because Ben didn't know this, and so I'm letting you guys know right now that back in the day, and it's a strategy that works now because things aren't selling out, is, you know, if you win the drop, you press buy now, and as it's saying processing payment, just X out, hit that little X, and buy another one.
I didn't even do that.
Wait for you didn't know that?
No, when you told me, I didn't even do that. After I waited till I got the green truck, and then I still got
wait to the green truck. As soon as it says processing and it takes the gems,
wait till it takes your gems.
Take your gems.
That.
Don't X out.
I mean, it worked today for the comic,
but the other time your gems gone, and then hit that X out, and you could just buy now again, and then boom, do the same thing, buy now again. I hit 3 of the, you know, we'll get into
write that down.
See, sis gonna even know that.
I understood.
I mean, I still got.
Even know that.
Also, I was still a happy camper.
Next week is 420. Let me just throw it out there. So we will be having the Veve Bros podcast smoke out, where we're gonna break our own YouTube algorithm, even though YouTube doesn't love us because it doesn't show our video to anyone. We're gonna break it even worse by smoking up big old fat joints here on the show in celebration of 420. And we're gonna have the YouTuber breakdown, and we're gonna talk about the what if of Veve as we get stoned. And be like, what could happen? We're gonna just go all crazy bull case scenario where we're all millionaires sitting in our Veve verse mansions with the peasants outside wanting to come
manipulated fud,
pet our poo.
The first villain of Veve.
Pet our poo.
Anyway. Tell you guys all about it next week.
Okay, so more on the drops. Moon Knight, everyone hit. Blam. You got your sets. Great. We had Inhumans number 5 on the comic drop, a comic nobody cared about. Next, we go to Batman Black
Did you get
and
one
White.
though? Did you go for it at all?
I went for the secret rare, just one.
I think I did go for Inhumans, and I sold it for $4. So I'm that jackass right there. Bought it for 7, sold it for 4.
I got the rare on that one.
He's
take
the one
the
you guys
33-cent loss.
In the
That's
feed.
me.
He's that guy. You guys all
and you
in the
bought it off of me, you sucker. What'd you get, Cisco?
I got the rare and a common.
On what?
On that one, the Inhumans.
Okay. Then we had, after Inhumans, again, a comic no one cared about. We had a huge announcement that shook the Veve world to its core. Batman Black and White Series 6. Now, for all us new users who came around, it's been a while since they dropped the last Batman Black and White. I don't remember exactly how long, but in between Series 5 and then getting 6, it had been a while because most of us, everyone,
it had been at least more than 4 or 5 months,
had never been around for the last Batman drop. So It was pretty cool to see it. First reaction, Ben, what the hell did you think?
I lost my mind. I was pumped up. I was like my first crack at the black and whites, you know. We had I had posted on my Instagram my first, but I meant my first black and white Batman drop because I was already on the app for the battle statue, and yeah, man, I was fucking pumped up, and my excitement led to.
I had success on blind box, but I never had access. Which one you're going for, and be
Well,
specific
that's
about
the
it.
classic drop. The blind box got added after, but that was a classic drop. So the OGs, that's how they got it. You had to go for what you wanted, you know. Then you can open up multiple tabs. So if you got it on the store, if there's someone shares it on the feed, then you can go and get into the store through the feed, and then you can be going for your common and your rare, you know. So go to rare real quick. Go over
Once
to the
again,
next tab. It's called Tab Game.
Information I could have used
Another
yesterday.
More free game.
Did not tell me. I did learn something that dropped though. Very valuable to me. To mute you motherfuckers right before the drop because you guys are fucking with my head of what are you gonna go for? What are you about to do? You have 6 minutes. Think about it. What are you gonna do? Because I had 90 gems and I was like, I'm going for the ultra rare. And this was like, I don't know, man. It's not there. That's not where it's at. This is where it's gonna be at. I'm going for the rare. Even Ben was agreeing with me. Wait. Even Ben was agreeing with me. Like, yeah, the common and the uncommon, those are savage. And then Ben's like, got the ultra rare. I was like, damn it. And I got the common.
I busted the Viva message.
No, so
it's too tempting.
Yeah.
So I also wanted to make sure no Wi-Fi was on in my pad, and I had Zoe right there, my daughter, watching Frozen, and I go, Mama, she's not almost 2 years old. I go, I'm gonna turn off the TV right now for 2 minutes. She's like, no. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna do it. I gotta do it real quick just so I can have the Wi-Fi to myself. Boom, hit the common, go for the uncommon. It hits, says buy now, and she goes, no. Hits the phone out of my hand, loses the uncommon. But I was able to get a second comment on the rebound when it kept popping up the buy now. But had I just gone for the ultra like I was planning on, I thought you had my back. You're like, yeah, the common and the uncommon are gonna be savage. I was like, all right, you're right. You're right. I don't want to not get anything. That's what I thought. I thought even if people are down on the app, they're gonna come back for this specific drop. That was the sentiment I had in my head.
Yeah.
You know, like and the worry.
And well, let me go. So I had my mind made up too, uncommon. I was like, I'm going uncommon. Right. And like maybe with 30 seconds left before, as the timer's clicking down, I go, nah, fuck this. I gotta go for the gusto. And I exit out and I go to ultra rare, dude. And when it says buy now, I fucking hit. And I just start jumping. If I would have known that X gate shit, I would have went for a fucking few of them. But I didn't know that day. So instead,
I think they sold out immediately though. Like,
well, maybe.
But it's dope that you hit. I hit the rare pretty easily too, which I was like, damn, I should have went for the ultra rare, But I went just straight timing. I didn't do
I didn't do anything either. As soon as it said buy now, it's when I hit. Boom.
The only thing I did see about the rare is that's the same artist who did the Superman NFT on the app on Veve. That's the same dude who did that.
I read that somewhere too on the feed.
I hit on the common 100%. And then I hit on the uncommon, but the rare was off. So I hit on 3 on the drop. I got 3 at list price.
That was a good move. And I played it like, hey, I underestimated me personally on how much Veve has cleaned up the bots. Where the bots are still, you can see it, they're listing them, but they're not, it wasn't as crazy. And to think that the Batman didn't sell out right away. So I won the rare, and then I still had the option to go for the uncommon or the common, and they were still right there available with the buy now just available, not rebound or nothing.
Mistake did he make just like you guys on the feed? He was saying
I'll get it in the market,
get crushed, and they're gonna go below list price.
I thought they're gonna follow kind of like a Mickey Mouse trend, but they did
their own.
And he didn't say good luck on the drop. He said good luck with that drop you hit. Yeah, like good luck with that one after
the rare.
I'll buy it from you after for 5 gems.
Wow. Hey, I got the common for 44 gems.
Block out the FUD.
45 gems.
I got
it for $5
I got
over.
The rare. I completed my set for 8 gems over list price only.
So 68.
That one was
that's
sweet.
not bad.
And that's a dope set to have.
That one was sweet.
That one hasn't fallen back down. It stood above its list. But, the Batman, I feel like it was a positive jolt into the Veve community as far as people being able to get the drop. Then it performed pretty well. It had the uncommon had that crazy pump where I think it hit almost $95 from it immediately at drop. It was relisting for, I think, a few bucks over listing. So it sold for 50. Immediately after the drop, it was 52.
I got it for 2.
55.
I got it for
60
2 gems over the the list price
and then
right
it
when the market
kicked
opened.
it at 60ish, 70 for a minute, and then it just went nope. The next day and the next, day and a half just kept pumping. But I saw too the wall that was there, the Salwa 95, 199. People were willing to cash that out. Just kind of knowing that now people were FOMOing in, because I had to fight the FOMO hard, and I still haven't picked up the uncommon, but I picked up the common
Yeah,
because
really
I just
want that
kind of knew. I
uncommon.
was like, man, it's still at 45, and the
I
uncommon
think
just
those
pumped.
will perform very, very well too.
The reason
in
why
the
I went for
long
the
run.
common, the
In the
cool thing
long
for
run,
us is that they have that actual statue right there in Burbank at the DC, whatever it is, the headquarters, the building that they have right there where they do animation and stuff. So it's right there. You can go put your NFT right next to it. And for us being in LA, like that's not that far to go to
Yeah.
Burbank. So I was like, oh, that's interesting right there.
Well, I mean,
The
and it
uncommon is
just
the one that they have on
it
the
looks so good.
when you
like,
open up the app too. Yeah, they're amazing. They look dope as hell.
They look so amazing. That Jim Lee looks crazy. It looks like Batman standing right there. Like the detail and the it's just a beautiful looking NFT, where if you were to show someone, even right now as the other podcast was wrapping up and I was showing Homeboy the Batman one, the rare one, he's tripping out like, damn, that shit looks crazy. Like it's very eye-catching, and they're very good looking NFTs. Like, man, yeah, on an open market, on OpenSea or any of these marketplaces, I think these are gonna freaking go crazy, which we will be talking about too a little bit on the interoperability. David Yu's latest interview in Australia, where they asked him about interoperability, and he said, people want to get these NFTs on big exchanges. Like, that's easy. We can do that. We're looking past that. That's
you
that's
can't
a
because they're
5 month
fake NFTs.
and that's their
Vivi's a
plan. Though. You're
scam.
sure that's their plan.
Well, they
but
talked about the alpha. I forgot what they said, protocol or alpha status, but that they're trying to Vivi right now is to make the NFTs where you can take them on any metaverse, you can take them on any platform, and they're still gonna hold the weight it has on Vivi, those utilities, those whatever it may be, graphics, stuff like that. Where, man, if they're able to do that, that's like crazy bull case scenario, because it means when they use the word premium, really hammer that in your mind. Like, you're not buying some cheap stuff, cheaply made stuff, and there was a recent interview with, what's his name? I forgot the dude's name, but it's from NFT Pirates. And it was one of the dudes who left the VV team recently. He joined Tomorrowland, which is this big music festival. He's helping them go digital and launch their first NFTs. So he left VV, the VV team, for that. And he's just talking about one thing that I found very interesting in that interview. You guys should check it out, NFT Pirates. Is he talks about how much money VV spends, and he doesn't say like an exact number. He's just like, to mint 10,000 of the profile type NFTs, the money they spend on that wouldn't even do one collectible on VV. Like, people don't have the grasp on it, on how special these NFTs are, and how much goes into making them, and what they're really holding, the value of what they're really holding. They just see it. They can't really appreciate it yet. We're still too early. And
Yep.
VV, the community is really spoiled. You know what I mean? Like, we just had, look at this week. We got Marvel Comics. We got freaking Moon Knight.
Coca-Cola.
We got Coca-Cola.
Take me out to the ball game. The USPS
stamps. Like, any one of those things. It was interesting when the interviewer with the David Yu one in Australia, he said, any one of these IPs, these intellectual properties, if any NFT project had one of them, they had a USPS, they had Marvel, they had Disney, if they had, Universal, Warner Brothers, that would be enough. One, people would go crazy over it. That you're a winner. Vivi has them all. Literally has them all. In this week, you got USPS, Coca-Cola, Marvel Comics, and
no, just
Batman,
before we move on
Moon
from
Knight.
it, you know,
like,
that
it's insane.
those black and white statues, they're all physicals.
Yeah.
Like, they're all, so you can go on and they sell.
That's why they
them
have
on
a number
DC
next to them.
Universe online, that you could go buy them.
Yeah, I was at my local comic book store, and they
and-
have all the DC
it's
girls right
pretty
there
crazy.
available to buy. And they said too, if I'm looking at it, they're like asking, like, you're a VV person or what?
So Oh yeah, and when they knew about Vivi,
because people are going in there and asking about it or buying it, or they see like, all right, why is this being bought now? Like we had to order a few more. You know, they only carry 2 or 3 maybe.
right? So let's keep going through the drops we had. Then we had the Take Me Out to the Ball Game stamp. I hit that one on a 4-minute rebound.
How much did you sell it for? You
I
sold it
didn't.
right away, right?
I didn't sell it. I haven't
All
sold
right,
it.
good.
I'm holding on to it.
I wanted that one. I did not hit it. I
Yeah,
really want. I
didn't
really
hit.
wanted that
It
one.
sold out on me. That one I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be able to get this stamp. Fuck, didn't
I
work.
think like the
All the
collect
drops have
the,
been great. You
like
know,
stamp
it's
collectors,
like,
stamp
dude,
collectors
No,
for it
but
being like a
that- it has a
pastime and
low-
something that's
just low
untapped. You know,
mint.
like people don't really know about it. But then also when you throw in the whole baseball aspect of it, like yeah, baseball is that sport that's over 100 years old and all that. So it's like, yep, that one's he's wearing the old school. It's to commemorate
Right.
the song, the Take Me Out to the Ball Game song.
And I think what's dope is like, man, if that one like on interoperability, like if those are able to leave the site early, like I think those could fetch a good amount of money on the open market to make people be like, whoa, like damn, those stamps sold for that much. Like
Yep.
imagine when this other stuff leaves. But I don't think Marvel or Disney is gonna leave off of EV anytime soon. Like I just can't see them being like, yeah, you can go and sell this. Like it would crash the market. People would just cash them out and freaking there would be this whole dip. So I think Marvel and certain like high IPs, you know, the top, they're not gonna be in a rush. But
Yeah, and I
anyway,
got something to say on that once we're done with going through these
so
drops.
we'll go through
'cause
then we went to the Coca-Cola Starlight. I was actually on the road driving to Las Vegas from Utah, going for this drop. And I pulled over and got gas right on time, right? And then I'm at this gas station, no fucking service. So I got to like drive up a little. And then my phone gets service. I'm like, should I even go for this thing? You know, $40. I'm like, damn. And I go and I get the common, whatever. It's worth 20, it's 50% dip right out the gate. But
yep.
I'm holding on to it. I think it's a pretty dope NFT. And like we're saying, I just said before, these things cost money to make. They're all animated. They all got
It's Coca-Cola.
It's Coca-Cola.
How
Like
dope is the uncommon? You know, I hit 3 on
it's
this
ridiculous.
drop. I hit
I wanted
2
the
rares
uncommon.
and 1
damn, this fool
common.
dropped money this
Yeah,
week.
that's what I'm
got
saying.
2
I was like,
rares and 1
hey, if you owe me
common.
money
Fool
too,
went-
send me
Fool
my
went
money.
crazy this week with the money. Like
I did it.
I was adding it up, $90 for the ultra rare, 50, 40, and then 60. I was like, damn, this fool just dropped like 220 on this drop.
I got paid
He was
on
Going
Friday. I
collecting
got a
this
job.
weekend.
Like,
I have a
damn.
job, and I got paid Friday, and I bought some.
No, but that
This is where
Coca-Cola
my
one,
money goes.
that Coca-Cola one felt like one
But-
that you could just keep
But
pressing
I
buy
just
now
want-
and
I
keep
wanted
coming
the-
up. Like you
I
know, like
wanted the ultra rare. That's why I did want that one. But the orb, the uncommon, was the dope.
I didn't get none of them that I wanted.
So dope.
I got the common and I got the
I
rare.
picked up the uncommon for 20 gems in the market.
So the dudes is
So I'm only missing the ultra rare on that.
it
one.
was Trevor.
But-
Trevor from the VV team. Sorry, just to anyone wants to go watch that. NFT
Trevor.
Pirates. Trevor talks about all the stuff with VV, and it's pretty revealing, and it's good insight. on
Just
how the
disclosure, my
team's
shoulder
working.
is all jacked up right now, so I keep moving around on camera and shit. If you guys are watching, whatever, I'm gonna be getting up. My shit's tightening up on me.
Okay.
Slept around.
So let's continue. Then we had the Coca-Cola. Then we had the last 3 days with the next 5 comic series for Fallen Sun, which is another very dope story. And I haven't really been reading the comics and all this, so I'll let Ben, because I know he's been diving into it. The comics themselves, though, high graded in
covers,
real life. They're not
yeah.
very valuable. They don't go
They're
for a
too
lot of
new.
money.
They're too
They're
new.
very new.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
a very compelling
it's
story and a dope story. So
2000s it's a 2000s comic. So
if you've been
you
collecting
know,
it,
those don't get very much love. They're too new, especially when you compare them to, it's like, I don't know, it's like you can't compare those golden age comics to these. It's kind of disrespectful to them. People get up in arms, but there are some new age comics that stories are just dope. Like they just know what to do. They
The
know how to put
artwork
a
is amazing on
dope-ass
these though.
story,
The
and they get
artwork is dope.
some dope
yeah,
ass
these covers
illustrators.
look
And
amazing.
I think each comic is written by someone else. I mean, no, illustrated by someone else, and then they have the same guy writing them though. It's crazy because that guy, the basically the comics are based on the 5 stages of grief, from loss, and the guy who wrote them, he lost one of his sons. So he was the one like, I think this is my comic
Yeah,
to do,
the
and they
title is
rode with
Lost
him,
Son.
and
Fallen Sun.
I mean,
Fallen Sun, yeah,
sorry.
and they rolled with it, and it's dope. You seen all these covers are amazing, and I have not hit a good one besides the common with the Wolverine holding the shield. That one's pretty dope. He's had a little. Cisco's had the best luck out of all of us on this drop.
And
Yeah,
this is another
I've
drop
gotten
where you could get
uncommon.
You can go
Yeah.
and play, you know, roll the dice and see if you hit a secret rare. Yesterday's secret rare was the one everyone was going for. With you have, you know, black suit Spider-Man and Wolverine in the cover.
Not only that, just
looking
confronting him,
amazing. Yeah, like
going
that
at
thing
him.
is that secret rare is fire.
I-
Everyone was like,
I've-
that's the one I want. That's the one I want.
I've gotten 2 comics per drop on this one for the week, and then the first day I got the ultra rare, which has Wolverine and
Oh, yeah, that one's dope.
Iron Man locked up in full color. That one's dope. I like that one a lot. And
Yeah.
even the other ones, the uncommons, I've gotten all 3 uncommons, so it's like, all right, keeping that trend. The part that really intrigues me
I hit
about this
comment and
series,
sold it for $4, both of them.
come on,
He's
man.
that
Don't you
asshole.
dare post under list price. Don't
What
do
kind
it.
of idiots
Don't
do
do
this?
it. You're so
Me. To
stupid.
piss people off,
You're so stupid.
not because I need the money, just because.
Look, the main thing that excites me about this whole series,
I am
besides
an
the artwork,
asshole.
besides the story being dope either way, and you know, for someone getting into comics like as a new thing now, like, yeah, it'll be 30 years from now, it'll be one of those that, you know, oh yeah, it came out in 2000, it came out whenever it did. But we've been saying this whole time about how Marvel's been lining shit up, and they kind of release based off certain shit sometimes, you know, and that's how it goes. Even the Craven series, because Craven's getting the movie, all right,
Right.
fine. So this one is like, damn, if they decide to do something with this storyline, though, now with the whole X-Men coming into the MCU and all that, it could be pretty savage. Like,
Yeah, I mean, the speculation is there. You just never know. Also, just to keep in
bet
mind,
on the speculation.
I'm gonna just like agree with you guys and say, you know, you never know, because when new users come on and then they hear the story about how dope the story is on the comic and they want to buy it, and it gets its own following from new users coming onto the app and enjoying reading comics, and that being a part of, you know, people's I guess, like, even younger people. Like, I could see comics making a comeback, digital comics, because people in the next generation are like, man, this is awesome. I have them right here. My you know, my stories and the covers, and I gotta hang them up in my showrooms and stuff like
And
that.
even that's why, even to display it, right, with the showrooms, if you're gonna get just a
Shit.
one-off comic, like even the Moon Knight one, right, and you want to have it on, you're gonna display all of them. The ideal thing would be to get every variant. With this one, you can get every common of the 5 drop and have the whole series right there on your wall
And they all
without
look
even
dope.
spending. You could have got it from this for $4, and then boom, now it's on your wall for whatever, $20. You got all 5 comics. You know, like
Yeah.
that's a possibility with this.
So that, I mean, that's why I'm saying, like, that, even though in real life it's not a sought after comic, you just never know digitally what new users are going to want, what the next generation is going to want.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying that you so buy everything, but, you know, a story could be good and it could get its own cult following and end up blowing up. So for that, I'll give you one little example too with baseball cards. That happened with baseball cards where, like, in 2020, baseball collecting blew up again, and there
Yep,
was
I
more
got some.
more new users than old users. And within 1 year, the new market outnumbered the old market. So with all the new users came new rules, new things that were popular. And one of
Second
them,
year is actually
second
dope.
year, yeah, like rookie cards were everything, and then all of a sudden, second year cards became popular, which didn't make any sense to all the
To a
OGs who are like,
traditionalist, yeah.
what? No one cares about second year. Like, wow, we do. And guess what? We're willing to buy it. So now everyone's scrambling to go get it. And that's what could happen. I'm 100% sure it's going to happen with these comics. You just don't know which ones, you know. And this story with these covers and these characters and what they're using, shoot, I mean, you could make me a believer. Like, wow, yeah, 10 years, 20 years from now, this comic may be sought after crazy
Dude,
and
they
do
look
crazy number,
all the
because these
covers
covers are
hard,
sick.
dude.
And it has Wolverine, which is, we just don't
Spider-Man in
see
the
enough
Venom
of
suit.
them on the app.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
people want Wolverine.
Dude, I think that drove people. People were just like, anything Wolverine. I was seeing that in the feed. Anything Wolverine. I love Wolverine. I'm going for
Yeah, if
it.
you
I
sell
don't
it, you're an
care.
They
idiot.
give
And I
us
was like,
it's just
Wolverine,
like,
bro, in the
dude.
app. It'll be crazy. People would go. He'd be like that Batman where,
Wow.
oh, I'm not tripping. I'll get it at list price. Like, no, you won't. Like, he'll be
Hell
up
no,
there
the
with
first,
Woody. Like,
yeah,
boom.
the first Wolverine that dropped.
Like, I
People-
still trip out that
Gone,
Woody
dude.
was $40. Like, it just never came. Like, now that it's a 160 to 200 range, that's kind of like it's new little local bottom.
and
but
people were lucky that was blind box, because most people would have went for Woody probably, even with how dope the up
I'm
house
mad I
was and
didn't win
everything.
that one, dude.
If it wasn't blind box, they probably would have
I
all went
was
for
dry.
Woody.
So let's talk about. So we went through all the drops this week. Great. We're gonna move into the next segment and just kind of wrap up what's been going on this week in VV. We'll do a little more rapid fire at you guys. Obviously, the Batman surprise this week. another is a theme on our podcast. You be watching or be listening. Veve got the bombs anytime they want. We're talking about Wolverine right now. So many new users would come on for the first Wolverine
Well,
NFT.
look, just put in perspective. Logan, rated R movie, so kids couldn't go to theaters, made 619 million worldwide. That was huge for a rated R movie, let alone a superhero movie that's rated R.
Yep. So
That
yeah,
was
so
humongous.
at any
That's
point
like-
when Veve wants, or when Marvel wants, or whenever it's in their plans and in their cards, they could drop these bombs, and here goes this Batman, and everyone's thinking, oh, list price, just like this, just like that. Nope. Why? Because more real collectors got their hands on them, and less spots won. And so now we have to look at the market and look at what's going on, and it's some strategy, and we'll get into it. But you really have to look at, and I'm gonna tell you guys too, the drops right before they canceled transfers. Then the moment that they canceled collectible transfers, right? That was like the big one. Gems transfers hurt them. Collectible transfers crippled the bots in a lot of ways, right? And so let's look back a little and look at what drops came or hit right before they took these measures. And we got that Mickey Mouse band leader. And that's the one that keeps playing in my head. Like, if they had solved this before, and Mickey Mouse had dropped the same way that Batman did, in the sense without the bots winning so heavily, we would probably see Mickey Mouse do a similar thing that Batman did, where come out at list price a little and then double and go up and reestablish, like, oh man, I can't just list everything. A lot of people were upset at themselves for listing their Batman at $60 right after drop, thinking they were going to do a quick flip, and then he pumped all the way to 95. You know what I mean? So I think Mickey Mouse would have seen the same success, but because that drop, that one, and really the House of Cards, the fact that those numbers came out, that 73% of the people who got it were new users with nothing, like pretty much bots,
Yeah.
where half of those went to bots, where Vue was just like, oh man, this is like too ugly to ignore. We got to do something.
And do you think, because that drop was announced with time, like there was a lot of time between that drop, because it got announced on Twitter by the Rewind Collective. So do you think that affected it, the fact that they let the bots get that much of a heads up to do it? Because I mean,
even on just other drops, the low mints just shows the ugliness. When there's 10,000 available, the bots are winning 70% of them, 50%. So when there's 30,000 available, they're probably winning 15,000. You know what I mean? Like that 50%. So when there's higher mint numbers, it's a little bit more easier to ignore because more regular people got it. But when it was such a low mint number, and then you saw nothing but bots win it, right there on the right there on the blockchain, it's viewable through Immutable X. People just couldn't ignore it, and BB's like, damn, we got egg on our face. At the end of the day, people will have a point when they say, hey, does BB care too much? No, because it's selling out, it's getting bought with real money, and whether it's by a bot or by a human, and they still get their tax fee. So when the bot list and a regular person buys it, VV still gets its same amount of money. So to them, it's not necessarily too much hair off of their ass, or skin off of their ass, whatever the fucking
skin off their ass,
skin and hair and skin, a little gooch. It's nothing off of them
VV's
to just get
ass.
that. And I get that, because it's like, yo, bro, we're just providing the marketplace, but they do have a certain responsibility, and it's good that they took action. And since that rewind, it's been a big change. And I think that Mickey Mouse is just sitting there underpriced,
prime for the picking,
bot listed, and they're going to delist them. And not only that, but that's like, mostly it's bot selling right now in a down market. So man, that's why I got to stack this sucker somehow. I was close to sell my secret rare Moon Knight first appearance comic.
If he does, it's desperately dumb. Shouldn't do it.
Yeah, Ben,
it's a down market right now.
Yeah, don't do it.
Going for what
don't do it.
No, why it's pumping. It's pumping. It's like at $600 right now.
Imagine that's in the down market.
I paid $7.
Imagine this comic in January. It'd be worth $1,300.
Well, look, the third episode of that show came out.
Let me know if you watch this and let me know what you would do. Would you sell your secret rare comic that's worth $600 right now, that you got for $7, in order to
Top
move that
10 according to crypto.
the Grail versus the group, right? Is that $700 that I could get for an hour? Let's just say 600. Would it go further if I bought 12 Mickey Mouse
Ultra
uncommon
rares?
at 50?
Oh, uncommons.
At $50. I have 12 of those or the secret rare. So the secret rare, everything pumps. So my secret rare hits 1,500, right? Great. Everything pumps. Mickey Mouse hits 200 for just one, and I got 12 of them. That's 2,400. So I'm saying, like, even if I went and bought my secret rare back, I would make $700 off of that play. Now it's easier said than done. But right now, liquidity is hard to come by. I turn $7 into 600. That's a win, you know. Anyway,
Or
like I said,
you
you can hold on to it for a
and
little bit
do it
and
if
then
you're
sell
desperate.
it and
Do
buy
not hold that
100
shit, 'cause
comics at $4, and if they pump to $9,
you hit the dreams.
then you make even more.
So anyway, I was just thinking about that because that's how enticing that Mickey Mouse band leader is, because it's freaking Mickey Mouse and Disney don't lose and Mickey
First
don't
color,
lose. And the first color NFT of Mickey Mouse that isn't shiny gold,
first
or the
color,
black and
anything
gold.
of Mickey in real life. First color.
That's the first time Mickey came out in color
Oh, see,
on TV.
Yeah,
and
Technicolor.
also in the app. Well, I guess on the
lenticular,
it's in color. But as far as a collectible, you have the Walt statue where he's in gold. You have the Mickey Mouse, the Steamboat
lenticular
Willie,
is a collectible.
where it's black and white. Yeah, but I mean a digital collectible of like a 3D image, not a 2D. That's still a card.
It's like
Well,
a
that-
statue.
Considered.
That
It's
goes,
an item, but it's not.
Dude,
it's not a.
that goes
digital
that goes
collectible
back
like that.
into what I was telling you guys last week or the week before about us being Disney experts, as far as what we know about Disney and how we see it, and other people who do, like, it is very preference based. They think, oh, this is what I love, this is what it is, and whatever they care about, they're like, I know all this shit. All right, cool. But a lot of people don't know about that band leadership right now. He just said that, and there was a quick Google search or whatever that told him that, you know.
Mhm.
But people won't. The fact that you, like you said, the fact that it didn't get bought up the way I was able to get two on the drop, or right after, like, because people were listening. I got
Yeah.
the common and the uncommon,
Right.
and I wanted the
I
ultra rare
hit
to
the
complete it, you know.
uncommon.
But
And then bought
either
two
way,
commons.
the fact that that one is available the way you're saying just goes to show you, because everyone knows Disney don't miss, especially Mickey Mouse. But there still aren't the Disney heads like that who are buying it up. Like,
Right.
I'm telling you,
Well, there's not a lot of excitement in the NFT market in general. The only ones that are coming up right now are the OGs and the big projects that are still hidden, you know, and people are willing to buy on this dip. You know, Tom Brady just bought a Bored Ape Yacht Club, you know,
Mhm.
Bored Ape. So, you know, he's buying a dip because things are down, you know, and they are going to skyrocket back up.
While they're down,
Hey,
but
Roger,
they also
could you
did
refill me, sir.
let me just say this real quick before we move on to other shit. Real quick, let me
What
just
you
say
gonna
this
say?
one
What
thing.
you
One
gonna
thing.
say?
One thing. Let me just a part of the community. Everyone's like, the community's this, community
trying
that's
to
like,
dupe
nah,
you.
they're
We're gonna talk
there,
about that. We're
but
gonna
they're
talk about
not the
that.
fucking community. Because I've even seen people who are like, yeah, I finally got a drop, but what can I do with it? People are listing below list price.
Like, if their
what the
purpose
fuck?
was
Yeah,
to
the whole
sell it right
exactly,
away,
exactly.
yeah.
That's my point. It's like, no,
2
the
hours after
community
the
is
drop,
the
dude, like,
collectors. The community are the long
fuck
game
that.
investors. Those are the real people who are going to be here, and you need to, like, if you're gonna put any stock into anything that anyone says on that shit, when you're following, follow for follow, and then you get fucking so and so posted this, so and so did this, you get all their fucking
they're gonna need to
notifications.
update that shit,
Pick
so
and
you
choose
abuse
which
them
ones
on
you
that.
actually read and care about,
Yeah.
because it is still, it's like reverse FUD. It's still FUD, just a different fucking, from a different window they're screaming out of. Makes no damn
all
sense.
You follow for follow
Yeah.
people, I'm gonna unfollow you after you follow me if you keep posting stuff like that, and then I'll still have the follow.
But that shit's frustrating as fuck, because people were complaining they couldn't get a drop. Now that they are getting a drop, their
and you got-
complaint shifts.
That's why
And you
I
got a
don't
point.
get
Like,
it.
there's always going to be people
Damn,
who
bro.
a loud minority in a sense. Like, they're not the majority of people
Mexicans.
on it,
Like you said,
but they're just people who are, you know, make up a small amount, but they talk the most crap, you know. And negativity, well, people always gravitate to negativity, and there's people on the fence with the app in itself. Just like anything else, you got people who are into things. They're like, you know, I got some golf clubs, but I don't really golf. I'm not gonna be out there every week, every day. Some people see it like that, right? And then there's the dude who spends thousands of dollars to golf and to do whatever he's into, you know, the fanatics and the people like that. And then you have the people who are just extremely into it, you know, will pay anything and it's their thing. And you see that within the app. And I think we all have to realize too is that, you know, what comes with mass adoption is a lot of casual users and a lot of people who try to ride the next wave, like when things are up, like right now, no one will buy anything, but they're gonna buy it when it's 5 times more expensive. That's just human nature. You won't buy something for $50, but hey, it's at 500. This is my last chance. It's gonna go to 5,000 next, and people jump on that train and they'll go and pull the trigger on it, and I see it happen in crypto, and you damn skippy, it'll happen with these NFTs because you saw people FOMO into it. And I've been following people who have, and even people who, they have the luxury of just having more money to lose, and that's really where we're at this point. You're either someone who, if you jumped in right now, you got very lucky, because this is the best time when the hype is dead and everything's kind of flat, that you can come in and really see what things are worth, and then spend $1,000 right now is great. We talked about earlier this week, $2,500 right now will get you 1 million OMI tokens. $2,500 to be an OMI millionaire. That's pretty insane. When just a few months ago, like literally 8 weeks ago, 10 weeks ago, when we Steven started this podcast, it was over like 60-70%, higher where it is right now.
Yeah, it was like
So if you had
6K,
bought-
7K will get you there.
Yeah, it would take you about 6,000, 7,000 to get you your million tokens. And now you get in at 2,500. It might even go a little lower. So it's like, man, it's a huge opportunity. If you're really rocking with this project, a lot of people, most people on the app, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about these numbers are revealing. They're very, very revealing. Most people using the app they don't even have more than 2 collectibles.
It's crazy.
50% of users have 1 collectible.
It's
So you have to ask
crazy.
yourself, how many of those 50% are bots?
That includes a comic though, or is that just specifically the collectibles? They
Yeah.
have them separate.
I heard
They're
it's just collectibles.
Just collectibles,
not
all right.
comics. So,
Because I know there are people who are like, they only go for the comics. That's what they're there for. They're not.
or
gonna
you're
go
able
for-
to have way more comics than collectibles, because they're only $6. So, Ben has what, 130 comics?
140.
140 comics, this guy. See?
But yeah, and I didn't have too many collectibles either. I was in that boat. I was one of those. I really was, until the Mickey.
Now he's Mr. 2 sets.
The Mickey dropped,
3
and I was able
sets.
to hit, and yeah, I got 3 full sets now. So that's pretty cool. It's
Amazing.
pretty dope.
Wow.
Starting point. That ain't shit really though. I see people on
Wow.
the feed. Seen one dude with over 100. I was like, holy
So let's talk
shit,
about
bro.
how many collectibles
Shit.
do you got? And we're going to just talk about collectibles exclusively. We're going to leave comics out of the conversation. We could talk about them a little, but we're just talking about these numbers, which you can check out through Immutable X. Use some resources. I know that dude, Pudding Cheeks. Don't quote me on the name.
Pudding Cheeks.
Pudding Cheeks on Twitter. He posts how many gems get bought, right?
I don't know what Twitter he's on.
And there's another dude
Twitter
who
X.
puts up some of the other info as far
Twitter
as
at
how
night.
many wallets within Veve are holding NFTs. So as we look at these numbers, let's look at it right here. Accounts with at least 1 collectible. There are 329,000 accounts.
Does this
with
include
just 1.
suspended accounts?
Now, let me tell you this also. At number of active users, meaning total accounts with the collectible. We're going to use, this term active user is, I guess it's a broad term, it could mean a lot of things. We're using it right now in the context of an active user is someone who's holding a collectible right now on the app. There's only 500,000. So this figure that Veve has been saying with 2 million active users, we have to ask ourselves how many of them were bots, right? How much is true, right? And then how is Veve defining what an active user is? To them, it's anyone who's on the app. Don't mean you even have to be holding anything, which is pretty crazy.
Doesn't mean you even open the app. Just means that you have it. Or
No.
you open,
Well, I
you
believe
open
that
the app
because
and you
what
use
is-
it.
there can be people who don't want to buy aftermarket, who are just waiting for the day they hit the drop. So I
No,
mean that
true,
should
or-
count. No, that should count. That doesn't mean they don't have gems
Or
loaded.
people who they hey, download this app, go for it. They didn't go for it. They never got anything, so they just left the app.
But what if they count
like-
the gems loaded?
Yeah, I seen a dude on the
what
feed.
if
He was
that-
like, I have 120 gems loaded.
yeah,
I just want
what
to get
if
rid of
that
this app.
matters?
That's all he has. He's like, I have no collectibles,
Count
no
them.
nothing. So I just
You're
want to get rid of
active
this.
because you spent money on the app, not
So
just set up.
I
an account.
think at the end, here's my take on it too, is I thought about it a little, right? I think Veve is going to count you if you're using the app, because at the end of the day, those eyeballs on the app and your using time, your usage time is a commodity to them. It
Yeah.
is they can monetize that. They can use those numbers
Cookies.
to other people.
And
That info, not only that, right now it's very basic, but soon there will be stuff you can do without having to put any money in, from MCP points to promo codes. Hey, you saw this movie,
yeah,
go to Veve. You can go and get you your free NFT. Oh, you're at Disneyland right now? Oh, did you know that if you download this app Veve while you're in Frontierland and you go stand by this statue, you're able to get a free NFT. Oh, wow, yeah, only for new users, blah, blah, blah. So there will be a certain amount, and people need to understand that as well. Like for Veve, it may not be as important for people to go and buy an NFT necessarily, or to engage in everything, the market and flipping and waking up for the drops. Like for them, it could be people getting into it for other reasons, free promotion, you know, the social aspects of it, or to receive gifts and stuff. Oh, I work for Warner Brothers, so now I want to just get the app. I'm not gonna put money in it. But I receive stuff from my work, or my friend who's all into it transfers me stuff and wants me to hold it for them, or I mowed his lawn and he gave me a Batman NFT. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of different
The
ways
fuck
to
I'm gonna
kind
do
of.
with this? And it's like, give me my fucking money, man. I mowed your damn lawn.
you fight criminals with it. Hey, no, one thing we never say either. There's
Anyway.
no advertisements on Veve. No one appreciates that shit.
Just wait till you get the Batman with the
look at what
fucking
they're
Nike
paying
logo
for
on it.
licensing. They're paying all this shit, and they don't even have ads going through. All your big apps, all the big apps have ads. This one don't.
I think we'll eventually see it. I think realistically,
I think right
but-
now though, the fact that they don't have it and it ain't
or they may never, because it's a
flooding
premium
you, it's-
digital
dude.
collectible app, and it's saying, hey, we're not giving you ads, but that's why we want our 2.5% or our 8.5%, 6% goes to the licensor. So Veve just kind of middlemaning it. They make their money, but I'm sure they're like breaking even. I don't think they're even in profits. They're probably not.
Well, do you see that metaverse fee was like high as shit? They just announced, I think, like a day or two ago, maybe even today. Saw something on it where it was like, yeah, if you're gonna sell something on it, like there is gonna be a big ass fee that they take out of it. People are all pissed about it. It was like, well, everything's developing, everything's gonna start going. Once you're involved in it, what are you gonna do? You're gonna participate. That's the crazy part about it. How people say they'll never have it, but now you have a lot more people saying everyone will have an NFT one day. And like there's a lot more people getting on that train of understanding, and you are ahead of the game being here on
and
Veve,
again,
and it is
people
different.
might be willing to receive it. They don't want to pay for it. They don't want to do all this stuff or get a crypto wallet or do stuff like that. I don't want to get a MetaMask. I don't want to
have to convert it. I don't want to take the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps
Yep.
to get to that point.
For them, just maybe they're willing to receive it, and there's gonna have to be a certain way to use Veve where you don't have to do KYC, where you can just be a viewer, a viewer within the app, but have certain privileges not be available just because you're, in order to sell, buy, and stuff like that, you should have to do KYC. Let's just break down a little bit more of these numbers for anyone who's interested. Accounts with at least one collectible make up 50%, 56% of the app. Accounts with 2 or more collectibles make up just 30% of the app.
That's a lot.
30% of that. Check this out though. Accounts with 10%, 10 collectibles or more. How much of the app you think it is?
10%.
10%. You're right, you motherfucker. You read my thing. Anyway,
wait.
Guess.
Is it 10%?
So 10. If you
my
have 10
research.
I got it right too.
collectibles
Smart,
or
bro.
more, you are a part of just 10%. Now, if you want to be a part of the 1%, you have to have 50 collectibles or more. Anyone at this table
I'm
got
not
50?
a 1%er. I'm not.
I got 50.
I have 39. What percent am I?
You're shit percent.
So
You're in between 10 and 5 and 1%. So
Not
you're like
after
a
I buy
5%.
11 of those uncommon Mickeys, then I'll be a part of the 1%.
I forgot how
Just
many
go buy a
collectibles
bunch
I
of
have.
Tobies in there. You'll be lit.
I sold my Toby for $30.
The
Should've never
common
fucking
is
bought
going
it.
for 20 now, so it bumped. It bumped a little bit.
I bought it for 15, sold it for 28,
Yeah, both common Tobies.
and
are
it's
for
back
20.
down to 20. So I'm smarter than you. Okay. Accounts with 100 or more, 1.4%. Accounts with 500 or more collectibles make up 0.08%, less than 1%. Now, accounts with 1,000 collectibles or more, and I know one person with them because I follow him. His name is Mr. Carlton Flowers. Shouts out to Mr. Carlton Flowers, aka Crypto Pro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Accounts with 1,000 ones or more collectibles, like Mr. Carlton Flowers, make up just 0.02%. So you're a fifth of a percent, so you're then accounts with 2,000 collectibles or more. There's only 33 of these people on the entire app. So that is pretty insane. There's
and one of them's David Yoon himself.
Super whales right there. 2,000 collectibles. That is ridiculous. Shouts out to Mr. Carlton Flowers, though, because he does have 1,000 collectibles. And he's the one, he'll be on my list right now, no surprise, of dope, great, awesome YouTube channels to
He's an investor, and he's smart about it when he's explaining it too.
And yeah, he breaks it down, and he introduced stacking to me. That when I came across his page, he was stacking, and I was like, damn, I was, blown away by his crazy stacks of different collectibles. Like he has a DeLorean stack of about 27 DeLoreans. He has other ones where he has 12, 14.
Yeah, that was the video I saw of him. The first one, he was showing his whole collection, just scrolling while he's talking. You could just see how many he had of each different collectible. And I was like, oh, damn, 11.
So let's
12 of these.
Let's keep going down these numbers, a few more, and then we'll get out of here. Average gems purchased on the app. So if you average it out per person.
Per transaction?
No, per user.
All right.
Per user,
lifetime, that's what
average.
I'm saying.
Yes, average.
All right.
Amount that user on average spends in the app. Guess.
Shit.
What's in there?
I would say 1,200.
554.
1,200 minus
gems.
600, and
so 554, which is, I mean, just sitting at this table, we're all above that. Ben probably spent that this weekend.
A little less.
I just spent that right now.
No, less. I spent way less than that. Hold on.
You spent like $400
this weekend.
You said 550
this week.
120, 90,
230.
Nah, it was like 400.
400.
Maybe 390. Maybe 380.
Either way.
So
it wasn't that bad.
So it just puts things in perspective as far as like how much people are spending, and what I heard from this information too is like we are that early.
Fuck
we
yeah.
are that early. Like we are super early on this party, on this train.
Fuck yeah.
And sometimes it feels like you're not, or things got out of control, in January, and things were so crazy. And you're like, man, these things are never going to come back down to earth. But it's like, not there. We're still nice and early. There's still a lot of people.
But they're not for Earth, all right? You remember that part too. Dude, like Ben said earlier about his coworkers and stuff, about the sentiment changing. Like I had a buddy who wanted to come in, wanted to get the Batman statue. He's like, I'm not gonna put 120 for that battle statue. Fine, And his questions went from how'd you get the drop to, hey, how'd you get a rebound? I got one. How do you get that? Like, how do I get to that next step? Now he's already past the whole confusion or even like the the rush of it. He's like, yo, I got this one. Oh, I got a comment on the comic book. But then after it's like, hey, how'd you get two? What the hell? You got two of them. You got the uncommon and the ultra rare. Well, like, how'd you get? I'm like, oh, 4 minutes, 359. Boom, I freaking press it. And then I get lucky, probably, maybe not. Like, that's all I told him. He's like, all right. Next time, how many did you get?
No, and
I got one again.
This
but
black and white was bigger than a lot of them that they just dropped previously before it.
Yeah.
It was like they knew what they did with the ones they chose.
Well, that was my point about the rare.
Higher mint count too. They did higher mint count so people could get it.
The Doug Mankey with the Jim Lee on the same drop alone was just like, damn.
Well, even the grandpa one you got is savage too.
But those both could have been commons on separate drops, and I say commons because they're that popular. So they should have had that many mints. That's why that uncommon of the Doug Mankey, which all the OGs on the feed were like, you guys are idiots going for everything else. We knew what's up. That's what you were seeing in the feed. We knew what's up. This was the load screen. This has been the load screen for over a year. We've been waiting for this black and white Batman to drop. And they haven't. They had screenshots. They were posting it up, showing it from months and months ago. Boom. hit.
And that one's really
And
dope.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It's dope.
It was a good drop, man. Yeah, I think you guys played it well. That Jim Lee's down to
It'll perform well.
55.
Yeah, that's
Not
right
bad.
now. No, I don't
But it
even
was
care what it
40.
goes to.
It was
So
40.
Yeah,
it's still up.
it's
And
still
the
up
Doug
15
Mankey
gems,
one
but
is at 80 gems right now, live
Still up.
on the market with your boy.
yep, they're
Let's
performing
see.
well. I mean, the grandpa one got up to 270 that I seen.
Yep, that's when I would have sold it right
Wait, and
there.
then in
Nah,
other
nah,
news
I would've sold it
too,
for
This
250.
guy's
in other
tripping.
news too. So
Peace, Grandpa.
everyone's been going wild on those Coca-Cola ones, the uncommon,
Dude
making
wants
dope
to
ass.
sell every good thing he gets.
On the Coca-Cola one, everyone in their vault has
love
been putting some
profits.
dope ass pictures. You know, it
Right?
makes
I
some
don't even
dope
know how
ass
they do
ones
that shit. You guys gotta teach
with the
me.
orb. You just gotta
You
zoom in on
guys
the
do it
orb.
like yeah, but
You zoom in on the
I've
orb.
seen some.
Some people
dope
edit their picture. I don't know
ass shit.
how to
And then,
post an
yeah, but how
edited
you
picture.
post it?
No, but either way, what I was getting to on that
I
is
can only post from Veve. I don't know
some
how to
dude-
post anything else.
he made the art. You fucking
Right.
turn me on
He's screaming. Cisco's screaming. Okay.
because
go
you
ahead.
fools won't shut the fuck up. Let me talk.
No, I'm never gonna shut.
This is why we don't get good algorithms because these motherfuckers
Sorry.
cuss too much.
They don't count your words. You gotta put the fucking
Well,
No,
to
you can't say
to
fuck.
to the
If you say
YouTube
fuck
person
too
who's
much, it won't
listening
show
right
it to
now.
no one.
What? That doesn't make no fucking
fuck
sense.
you, YouTube.
That what YouTube is. Why
Well,
you
listen.
think that?
This is
What
America.
I was trying to
I thought this was
freaking
America.
say, buddy.
Do we have any questions
What I
out
was
there
trying to
from our loyal fans?
freaking say is that Coca-Cola tweeted one of the dudes' vote
Oh,
that he
yeah,
made.
that
And he
was
was like,
dope.
with the Star Trek, he's like, in honor of that, Recur doing it, but Veve already dropped the Star Trek before. Check this out, Lightspeed with the orb, and then they stuck to their whole model or the damn slogan, which is like, this is real magic, real art, and all that. That's the whole point of these new cans. And then it opened me up to so much shit as I'm scrolling through Twitter that there's people who collect Coca-Cola cans and all that, and there's a whole collector's thing
Yeah,
of that because of
course.
how old school it is. And right now, those cans are available to
Yeah,
get those.
Coca-Cola is always a good bet. Like there's a collecting culture for it. Yeah, I mean
No, they
those
were
things
dope.
look
They were
dope,
dope.
man. Yeah,
Their
they
animators,
look
they got
sick.
down on these NFTs too. They were dope.
And it's all just a promo because not enough people from this generation drink Coke. You know, they're seeing that they're most of their people who are buying Coke nowadays are the older people who grew up on it. But this newer generation, it's true. Like people are just getting off of those,
High sugary
carbonated,
drinks.
high sugar drinks. So they're
Trying
doing
to,
this to do
trying to.
Coca-Cola creations. Connect with the young
Coca-Cola's
generation.
like 44 grams of sugar.
So
per
anyway,
serving.
let's keep moving down the list of what we're going to talk about. Omi price is crashing. It's down. We talked about that a little, but that is very interesting. It's a good time to buy, not financial advice. The crypto market as a whole is going down. Bitcoin, if y'all don't know, I'm not going to get too much into the crypto, but Bitcoin and everything else affects, every crypto. It affects the entire market when Bitcoin starts to dump or when, certain things, when people go at Bitcoin or China banning it and stuff like that, it all creates selling pressure on all these small altcoins, which OMI is, and on NFTs themselves because NFTs are all tied in with crypto. So as people are saying, I'm selling out, I'm gone, they'll clear house, they'll sell all the stuff they bought. So we see that right now. So now I offer the question to you guys, like, collectibles are kind of holding. I got my Homer and Bart for $650. I've yet to see it listed right there again. Like it's $655, $650. Then it gets bought up and it kind of stays. You see certain stuff hitting its bottom. Do you think the bottom is in? Are we going lower? Obviously, we still have the world events happening, Russia and the war with Ukraine. It's still going on. It don't look like any end in sight. I was hoping it would hoping that things would get better. I was personally hoping that in April, and I was creating the bull case, but inflation's hella high. We're staring at a recession.
Gas prices are high.
Everything's expensive. Bitcoin's dumping. There's a war going on. We got the elections coming on at the end of the year, midterm elections. I'm just asking you guys, do you guys think this is the bottom?
I got you.
Is this just a local bottom? Do you think we go lower and get crushed even more as everything else does? Or do at some point we get some kind of rally?
You kind of
What
touched
do you
on
guys
it.
think?
You kind of touched on it last week when you talked about, or I think even on the feed. Also, you put up the post, got a bunch of likes and follows off of it, where you said about how much percentage of people are willing to sell lower what they're comfortable with selling. You know how it's like 1 or 2% only who are undercutting, and the people are trying to get rid of it, right? Setting the low, but it's not the actual low. It's of the people, the 97. The other people are holding on to it. Yeah. And the amount of collectibles that are on the market compared to the drop, like how many there were, Granted, there could be a lot of bots that have those, but there are a lot of people, like you said, you listed them, who have 100 collectibles or 1,000 collectibles, and like even 1,000, okay, cool, but they have 1,000 of which ones? They might have 100 of the good ones or the ones you want. You know, like the waltz, people who have freaking 80 waltz, 50 waltz, whatever it is.
There's a guy
So
following Clayton.
I
don't know if you
do
ever seen him.
think that this is probably the true bottom, because most people who did buy in, even right now, someone can walk in today and see where everything's at, and if they had 10 G's, they could buy up so much and like invest in it. But like how you said, it's easier to invest in when it's costs more, and it's like, hell yeah, look where it's going, I'm gonna get in on this one. And most
It's
people,
human nature.
that's why they will do that,
But-
right? So right now, the people who are holding, they refuse to take that egg on their face of, I'm not gonna sell my zombie Spider-Man that I bought for 360. Hell no, I'm gonna wait till it possibly
Wow.
pumps up, right?
Now
Yeah.
that's why I
So
want to touch
that's
on
why I
with
won't
you.
hit a new low.
So no, I agree that this is a low, but only for certain NFTs, only certain of them, and obviously they're going to be the older ones. The older ones, they have a floor because people, after a certain amount of time, people in their hearts, not even in their minds, they put a floor on it, kind of like, I won't ever sell this under. This is worth more than that. Like, no, fuck you. I'm not letting this go for under 70. Even if I'm willing to sell, I won't put it under this because this is just what I feel it's worth. So with the new ones, and for the example,
What up, Mike B?
is the Pixar pals. They're the perfect example of it. They're not very old, and you can still go get the ultra rare, the Edna, for 100 gems or lower. It literally fluctuates. Yeah, that's why. But it'll pump back, and then it'll drop to 80. Then it'll pump right back up, and it'll drop to 80. So on the newer ones, I don't believe it's the low. I do believe they can get crushed if a big drop comes. But the older ones,
But
I
the
do
Pixar
think
pals
the low.
is another example of like that's when the bots were running rampant.
Mhm.
So you have to go and
but
see.
true.
And
But
say
all
like a
those older
Woody-
ones, the bots were running rampant in that too. But my whole point is the older ones, like I said, they're probably in collectors' hands by now, and not bots because those bots flipped them already, and the collectors bought in that high market. So I don't believe those will go lower. But on newer NFTs, yes, I believe it's highly possible because we've seen that. The newer the NFT, the more it can drop. And that's just what it is.
But
That's
on those
been the reality
on those
it.
Pixar ones, it kind of goes into the whole how Batman
Those are
was, even
big
the
ones.
black and white.
Look
Is
at
that
Woody.
no? Is that was
How
the
low did Woody
that was
pump
the
compared to
first,
its
but
all-time high?
that was the first Pixar drop.
I
So
think
when
Woody
the
got to
next
like 300.
so
It's
when
at
the
like
next one
160
comes,
right now.
there's going to be certain ones that are going to
No, but
be
they went
the
lower to
higher
160.
value. No, but my point is like when the
They
new
did.
ones, when the new Pixar
did.
ones drop, there's going to be other ones that are worth value. But then what if you get Jack Jack on the next one? Then it's like, oh, Edna and Jack Jack. I want to have both of them. You get me? Like they help the other ones reach a new high and pump.
Yeah,
Also,
but so my
once they
point
become
being,
the first
the newer the drop, the better the chances it has of dropping lower. Like we don't know that floor because it's too
Well,
new.
it is better to kind of
It's too new.
have things come to you than you try to chase them and buy things because you think they're going to pump. If you have a mentality that you're going to hold for a long time no matter what, then you could just buy it at whatever number, and hey, I'm going to hold it for 5 years, 10 years. I'm not tripping. If I buy it at 150 or I buy it at 200, but if you're someone
these
who's
come with utilities, because the truth is that if they come with utilities and you don't know
it's
what
not
they are
if Ben,
today,
it's just
okay.
when.
So
when the utility
so let me
kicks
switch
in.
that. If you don't know which or
not
what utility
who
you're gonna
you know.
get, how can you truly value it? So even if you do it, you could be selling yourself short regardless, no matter what you sell it for as far as the gems go.
But
because that's in the future. So holding
I hear
it
you that
doesn't-
I hear that,
doesn't
but
tie
on
in.
certain characters, the fact that it's the first one on the blockchain, or the fact that it's the first one that says just exclusively to Veve, like
we haven't really had
you know
one
what
of
I mean?
those in a while.
What do you mean? Woody was that the first Woody,
And it's getting
the
crushed.
first the Toy Story, dude.
It's
That thing
half.
listed
It
for
went-
$40,
yes,
and
but
it's
with a
still holding
50%,
160.
a 50%.
So
dip.
no, that's probably one of the most best
50% dip.
performing, fucking a 4x right out
No,
the
yeah,
yeah,
gate.
Ben,
Team
but-
Woody, and
no,
I get it,
hold
but you
on,
might see
listen.
it drop. That's all
Yeah.
my point is. I'm
Nah.
not saying
Hold
anything
on, hold
else
on.
except that it might
Hold
drop,
on.
and it's possible to drop.
Hey, but remember,
You
fool,
don't-
when that
you
one
don't wanna
dropped,
believe it, but
Ben,
it
when
could.
Woody,
Ben,
wait,
but it isn't going back to listing price.
I didn't say listing
I
price.
know,
You say listing
I know,
price.
but
we're gonna have a
never
new
said that.
segment
Batman-
on the show
I
called
never
Brother
said that.
Fight.
But
Hell no,
Batman-
shut
I never
up.
said listing
Batman
price, though.
still touched its listing price, even if it was right there next to it, right after the drop. Woody never did. Woody went right over $100, right over 150, 200. There was that hysteria to buy it up. People bought it at $300.
And we already
You know what I
said
mean?
that at the time
Look
when
at
it
the people
dropped,
who bought-
had it dropped earlier, it would have been even higher. Like that one would have been the ultimate one that would have just soared on them.
No,
had
if
it
the
dropped in- yeah.
lenticulars were going for a G, What do you think this Woody one would have went for back in January? It would have went for 1,000 right off the bat.
Because
you
the
know?
detail on it is amazing on
My
all those.
point
They're
and it's the
These are
first Toy
all
Story.
great points, but they have nothing to
NFT.
do with my point that these shits can go to a dip. That is what I'm saying. And though those ones are no exemption to it, even the up house, I've seen it go for fucking 58.
It's not Woody though.
And
it's just not
it
that
don't
one
matter.
in
That's
particular.
that's a whole collection. You're
is
focusing
all
my
right, but
point
let me ask you
to
guys this then. What do
to
you
one
consider?
NFT.
What do you consider
Like,
a
dude,
true
I'm saying
dip
the whole
though?
drop.
But what do you consider a true dip? Because 10 people listed it at a certain price, or what's the true dip then?
No, I think there's an overall market dip where the sentiment is people willing to sell and let go.
If you only
because they're
consider a
run
dip
out of
going to
patience.
list
Hold
price,
on.
then that's different. That's not what I meant.
You're saying things can get lower. I get that.
Yeah.
There's a
We
pretzel
can
in
go
my
lower,
brain.
especially the
Because
newer
your question
ones.
was, do you think this is the true floor? And I'm saying yes for older ones, no for newer ones. They
Right,
can just get crushed. That's my answer.
And I wholeheartedly
Like-
agree.
Like
Couldn't
that.
agree
That's
more.
what I mean. That's
The-
my point.
The floor may be in
Plain,
for certain ones,
simple.
and it is true that certain collectibles are holding their price or holding that bottom. Like you see the Spider-Man Uncommon Season 1. I've had my eye on that one, the hanging out one, the non-animated one, the Uncommon. It's still one of my favorite NFTs on the app. I've been looking at it. I'm like, man, I want to get it. And 300 has been that kind of bottom. Sure, some fools will list it for a little under when you wanted to sell quick, people with no patience.
And they sell quick.
But it's pretty much been at like holding at 300, even if it dips a little, boom, and then every now and again it'll pump above that. For a minute, every time it hit 300, it was getting bought up. Now it's holding 300, and people are waiting for that one desperate person to put it up for 250, to put it up for 260, even if they put it up for 289.99. You know, people see that and like, hey, I've never seen it that low and had a chance to buy it, and people will pull the trigger on it. But it seems like those certain collectibles, those older collectibles, have found somewhat of a bottom. Of course, other things can change. You know, I'm sure Bitcoin dipping and certain things and going on world events, you know, have an effect on the VV market as well. And we could see even more of a dip. But I think people
just
will
think
agree that these prices at what they're at now are a little closer to a truer value, I would say. Because we had to ask ourselves this, and this is a question I posed 8 weeks ago. You know what I mean? And there's YouTubers I follow, and they just got the idea to sell their collectibles a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And I was making the point, like, why now? Now that everyone wants to sell and everyone's in a sell mood, you're too late. Once everyone catches up to it and everyone's agreeing with it, oh yeah, this is the best time to sell. I gotta get out. I just want to get my coins. I just want to get my gems. When that's when the normal person is like, don't do it, because now that's like
remember,
the reversal is
remember when
anywhere
you
in.
said when they announced for the beta of MTL how only users who had 1,000 gems, and we kind of seen that little sell off, kind of like where you kind of felt like people were just trying to get to that 1,000 gems in their bank, so that way they'd have that option,
right?
Like,
and that happens. But
I see people asking in the feed, I have 1,000 gems. Have you been able to?
And you know what?
Have you been able to cash out?
The
Have you
NFT,
been able to?
The NFT pirate thing, the interview he talked about, it happens in gaming, where when people talk about a rule change that's coming, they can't tell them ahead of time, because then they won't get the true data. Because once you know it's coming, people start already adjusting their strategy, adjusting their thing. And the same thing with that. MTL's on its way. Oh, well, let me go and let me do all these things that no one's telling me I have to do for a thing that they're not even giving me a date on.
The soon in quotation marks.
Right? And that's the era that we're still kind of been in, the soon era.
Soon.
But yeah, man, interesting topics. Who knows if we really are in the bottom? There's a lot of indications that point to certain stuff. The Batman drop, I feel like, was a positive sentiment for the community. People winning drops, people having fun again.
People happy.
And yeah, and just feeling like they don't get immediately priced out, where you miss it for $40, like you know, certain stuff, and then you know, it just
you've seen a lot of this is the way it should be. You've seen a lot of those in the
Hey, but some people, you guys got to get your game up too on trying to get the drops, like, because there are little strategies that you can go with regardless. Like, I saw you post about, like, I don't do the spam, I don't spam no more, I go for the timing, and some dude was like, that's cap, spam is where it's at. And it's like, dude, it's each their own, however you're gonna do it. But some people are still asking the question of, like, how did I not, or how do I not? And it's like, yeah, you're not really, you're not as serious about it as you seem when you're mad about not getting
Right.
it. Like,
I've
you know,
had
like
better luck
Plus,
timing
plus
it too.
wherever you are geologically, like or
geographically.
geographically. Sorry, I don't know geology, geography. Anyway,
Whatever
you
time
might be
zone you're in.
closer to the servers. You might just have better Wi-Fi. Might have certain advantages just where you live. Because there's certain users that just get all the hits. You know what I mean? That dude, Johnny Dunn or whatever. Like that dude.
But he probably has some badass high
always-
speed
Yeah, or he's
internet
right
too.
next to it, and it's like boom. Because even out in Salt Lake City, where I've been out in Utah this past weekend, their Wi-Fi was fast, like fast as hell. I was
Mountain
actually
speed.
there's only
I
like
was
100 people who live there. They're
well,
not gonna
I was
take
I
it
was hooked
easy.
up to their Wi-Fi for these drops, and I hit the stamp, and I hit the the Batman, the rare, and I was like, man, like this thing is just loading fast. I told him, I told the uncle, I told the Theo, like you guys got fast as internet. Like, no, our internet was faster in LA, and I'm like, hell no. But there's only, like you said, there's only like 50 people in this damn town.
No
You're
one's-
fucking like out
they're
in
not
LA.
flooding
There's
that
fucking
shit.
30 million people you trying to sign up and use the same ping and all this shit. Like it's tough. So I think that does matter as far as strategizing for drops and stuff, because I've just been using timing, and shoot, I've hit a few where I'm like, bam, like I just know the minute I hit it, instead of spamming it, I feel like when I'm spamming it right now, when I've tried it's kicked me out. I spammed it for Pixar, I spammed it for the big Mickey band leader, didn't get it. I did the kit timing 3, 2, 1, 0, boom, went
Yeah,
right
except
in.
not on Space. I do Space Gate still.
I hit the
I
secret
just
rare.
don't do the.
Well, on the
Moon
blind
Knight
box, on the
FA,
blind box, I
and
spam.
the Moon Knight, that was a sought out comic.
Yeah.
You know, the Werewolf by Night.
Well, it was
first
also
appearance of Moon
one
Knight.
of those comics that Comic and Crypto dropped their video before it dropped about Hado or Sal. And other times I get the notification
then
30, 40 minutes
They
after.
put it in the top 10 after the drop. That was after the
And your
drop.
boy hit the
They
secret
threw
rare,
it
baby.
in the
Well, look,
top
dude,
10.
I know you guys haven't been watching either,
That
but
Moon Knight's dope as
today
hell.
was the third episode that came out.
I've seen
on-
episode 1. That show's sick.
All right,
Yeah,
so
I've seen
today
episode
the third episode came out, and it's like as it continues, I don't know how many episodes.
Yeah,
It'll be maybe
it's
8
gonna
or
go
10.
up.
Yeah,
No, 'cause the
that's what
money
I'm
keeps
saying.
going
yeah,
up.
because people are gonna
It
see
keeps
and be like,
pumping,
"Oh,
dude.
this is cool."
It
Now
was
I
like
know
at
who this.
450.
Now
Yeah,
I know who
let's just
Miss.
check on it right now.
You know,
Let's just check
Mr.
on it right
Knight.
now.
Now I know who Mr. Knight
Let's
is.
just say
Cool.
if that's true, because yesterday I seen it pump the secret rare from about 490,
Ultra rare.
500. The secret rare. I have secret
The
rare.
comic. He's talking about the comic.
comic.
They don't want that collectible, man. They want the
They
comic.
do. They want it. They just don't know it
They
yet.
don't want him all dressed up in toilet paper. They want that comic.
It's his fucking suit, bro.
Mark Sector.
All right, let's check this out. I wanna
Those
see
Mr.
what-
Knight, that dude got crushed, bro. You need let's see what he's worth.
I sold that fool.
Dead air.
I sold Mr.
Dodgers
Knight.
opening day. Home opener tomorrow. We're from LA. We got our Dodger gear on. Dodger hat. Dodger jersey.
Oh, he's back down.
R.I.P. Kobe.
525. I saw him pump to 650 yesterday. On the secret rare. 525. Should I sell my secret rare?
Nah, this fool
for
texted us earlier saying I
525?
sold it for
Dude,
650.
My
No,
ultra
this
rare
is not
Moon
sound like
Knight-
send me a
my ultra
screenshot.
rare
Or it
Moon
didn't
Knight's worth
happen.
110. What you mean on 110?
That's good. It's an ultra rare. That's good. It
Two
should be
rares, bro.
worth.
The Moon Knight one is dope though too.
Yeah,
The
he
way
hit
he's
the
jumping
good
off
one.
that
That's the
Moon
one
Knight
I
did
wanted.
perform good. It's Mr. Knight who didn't.
Yeah,
As
Mr.
overall.
Knight was
Mr. Knight's the
pretty
one
whack.
that got.
Yeah,
fucking
Moon Knight
crushed.
looks dope. I can't lie. That shit does look dope. I'm just mad I didn't. I
I hit on that
didn't
one, on
hit-
that drop
I
and
didn't
it
hit
kicked
the
me
Moon
out.
Knight.
I hit on
I
it.
hit
It kicked me
Mr.
out.
Knight and that shit.
That was the first time it happened where it
Was
was gonna
whack.
process my payment and then it just didn't and just kicked me out and it was sold out. That was it. No rebound, no nothing. That was the first one for me.
How much is the common one right now? $30. $30 for a damn Moon Knight comic. Collectible. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. People, yeah. We're early.
How much were
No,
they
who
on
was
the
that
drop?
dude who stacked
$50
all of them
at
for a
stack 50
thousand
at
for
drop.
for what 1,000 gems? He bought 50. He bought as many as he could.
Some
on the
hey,
drop, bro.
some people also
Yeah.
be some people also be fronting on. I saw some
That
on the
was
feed
crazy,
saying about
dude.
like a dude bought 1,000. He had $1,200 and he bought 300. And he has this sick ass Sal wall and he's like, I have 300 because I spent 1,200 and I bought them at $5 to $10. So I was like, 1,200 divided by 5 equals 240. There's no way you could have 300 if you only spent 1,200. Even if you got all of them at $5, you know, like you would have to get all of them at $4 to get 300 of them.
Yeah.
Liar. You know, like people be banging the funk on it and acting like they know what's up. But look, if you're gonna be one of these investor fools and you're gonna complain and you only have one of the collectibles, you're already messing up because you should have at least 10 of them if you're planning on flipping them and making money off it. Because even if you have one, whatever sell point, when it does start to pump, you have to hope that you sold at the top. because you're gonna feel like an idiot otherwise. There's people who sold Bitcoin who made 50K and
Yep.
they're like, yeah, 50K, baby.
Back
But had
then.
they held on to it, they'd be millionaires right now. So that's the crazy part. That's the other shit about the whole FUD and everyone talking trash about what their strategy is. Like, if you're not sharing specifically what your strategy is, then stop bitching and pointing out other shit that don't work or whatever, because it's like, we don't even know what you're doing. Why am I gonna let you affect my day about gas prices when you ride a bike? Like, you're complaining about shit that don't affect you. Like, I don't want to hear it. Like, a lot of people are on that, and people be commenting, "No way, get out of here then. When you just delete the app," and they're like, "Why don't you delete me?" It's like the dumbest shit. I'm just right there eating my popcorn, like laughing at this shit. Like, damn, these fools are idiots. That was entertaining. 5 minutes I won't get back of my life.
Well, like anything, if you hodl, if you
Damn.
hold on for dear life, you'll be all right. So last thing I propose to the VV bros right now in this episode is looking ahead a bit. May the 4th. May the 4th be with you.
Luke.
Star Wars. Do you think we get Star Wars next fucking month?
Yeah,
I hope we
definitely.
do.
I think definitely. Disney's done all the holidays
Chat.
this year so
Let's
far.
go.
They've
Well,
done
don't they have the
drops.
Obi-Wan show coming out too?
We
That's
got
why
shit, like I think
I
for
wish
sure.
Everyone
would've
thought
got
we were getting
Boba Fett,
Mandalorian.
bro.
Everyone
I thought
thought that we were
Boba
getting
Fett
Mandalorian.
or Mandalorian. We didn't
Oh
get
yeah,
either
Boba
one.
Fett. That one too. Everyone
That
thought.
one hurt, bro. I was like, really thought we are gonna get the Boba Fett. That
That's
was
a
like,
bomb.
man.
That's one of their bombs. They ain't gotta drop it. They fucking drop that, and it just.
I hope we get the Star Wars. I'm gonna say we do. I say we do, and we get a whole bunch of new users because all these new Star Wars fans come in.
But they have to get promoted. But William Shatner promoted the Recur Star Trek fucking NFT.
Right.
They had
William Shatner works for Enterprise. That was gonna get a check wherever he could get that check.
And you said it didn't sell out.
It didn't sell out. They
That
did
is
it for a day. I think
crazy.
they had like 30,000 mints or 60,000 mints, and it was $300, and you buy your your Starfleet. And then after you have your Starfleet, you're able to buy other NFTs and fill your crew and all this other stuff. It sounded pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, it sounded pretty cool. There was some hype around it, and then I didn't really keep up with it. I do have my Recur Pass. Like I said, I jumped on it. I had some extra money at the time, so I went and did it. Right now, it's down from what I bought it at, but I'm just gonna hodl. I think they have better IPs and stuff, but yeah, it puts things in perspective. Look, their first drop was supposed to be Hello Kitty. That's what they said. Then they said, no, we're actually doing Care Bears, then Hello Kitty. Then they said, no, we're actually going to do NCAA March Madness first.
Did they do that though? The
I think
NCAA?
They did.
those, right?
They
did those,
did.
yeah.
And I kind of just was like, I'm not really into it. And then they announced the Star Trek, had William Shatner, did all of that, and it didn't sell out. So I'm like, damn. It for anyone out there, right? And the VV hardliners or people who love to hate on the app and stuff like that, or maybe just you've been so spoiled that you can't
love
really
saying
understand.
Recur is better when you do your Venn diagram in words, saying how much Recur is better than VV too.
Just to
Those
remind
people.
to those people, this shit is harder than it looks, right? Recur and everything else, just having the IPs, just having the stuff isn't enough. Obviously, what VV has already been able to accomplish shouldn't be taken lightly, and it's easy to take it for granted. But the platform and what it is and how user friendly it is and the momentum it has and the users it has and the community, it's something special. And yeah, I still think Recur is going to have some dope stuff. I'm going to hold on to the past. I'm going to jump on the stuff that I really want. I was never really into Star Wars to begin with.
Star Trek.
Star Trek to begin with.
Star Wars really that much.
No, I love Star Wars. But yeah, I wasn't never really into Star Trek to begin with. They obviously have collectibles on VV2. I never really pulled the trigger on them. So we'll see. We have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming out this spring. They announced it on their Twitter, which is some news I don't think we shared last week, but we didn't even touch on that. But yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is coming to the blockchain. It's coming to NFTs. Most people are just assuming that Recur got it.
Well, they did the Funko one, the physical with the Funko, and they did that one, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They did it themselves, like they're the brand.
Well, why wouldn't a Recur promote that after Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles did that?
True.
I think they would promote it so that way they get people on.
but they do have that license that's in there in Recur's website or whatever. They
Their
have
portfolio.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But you have Alfred Kahn, who worked very, very closely with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the licensing for that. So it's like, man, and he also worked with Hello Kitty, which Recur has. So either they're giving the licenses to both, which isn't out of the ordinary, but or Veve has it and they're about to flex one more again and be like, boom, y'all thought you guys they do have it, but they don't have what we got. Because right now, as far as I can see, when it comes to premium digital collectibles, 3D collectibles, we're not talking 2D stuff on OpenSea or something like that. 3D collectibles that you can show with augmented reality and how we do it. Veve is number one. I don't see anything else, especially not you could just go on the App Store and go and get it. They have that market cornered. They are the champs, undisputed champs. That's what we're looking at. Other people want to get hype on other stuff, but it's like, hey, you have to give Veve their flowers, man. These fools are killing it, and I'm
again
happy as hell to be involved with the
10,
project.
All I can say that I've seen since being on the app is improvements. That's all I've seen. I've only seen them tackle shit and handle shit. I haven't been one of those people complaining. Do say fuck the bots, because I knew it, I meant it. But as far as Veve and what they're doing,
they don't care.
They
don't
answer
care.
the questions. They do the AMAs pretty frequently enough to where it's like you don't lose connection with them. You're not just left in the dark for months and just sitting there. They're doing it, and they're saying by the end of Q2 they will have MTL, they will have KYC.
But they did say that before too. That's why people are shitting on them about it. The whole soon.
Like they addressed and they said, there's a lot of things people want us to tackle, but these are our two main objectives.
These are our priorities.
This is what we need to do, and we're gonna do it. So we look for this. So end of June, that's the end of.
And as he said about the AMAs, a lot of people in the community are
July.
following, like how Mickey said for next week, like they are following these YouTube influencers and people who know what's
we're never gonna get invited to Veve.
No,
stuff.
but they know,
not with our
like
show.
They're asking questions during those AMAs too. The people that you follow on YouTube and are asking, so they're there. So it's like that already is proof right there. And as far as the brands go, and this whole new environment that they're stepping into, this whole ecosystem that they're stepping into, and they know there's money there. That's why they're hiring people. I saw someone else tweet that Veve's looking for like a marketing person or something hiring, and it was like they look up on Indeed or like they see what are they hiring, what are they looking for, what are they expanding.
Well, they
next.
Just put out an ad for an intern to join their team, who has a background in design and
no, but all right,
creating.
yeah. So but also when you look at these brands, even you said about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like with the whole rollout and what they want, like who's to say also that if someone has a contract that it's not in there that says, hey, if it's not done this way and we don't have this, then you're not going to put us out at all, and we can't get out of this. Like it's not going to be what our vision is, because they want to be on the forefront of it and not the one who fumbled it 3 or 4 times
and I think
before putting it out.
So now we talked about it a little earlier, this alpha protocol, this alpha status with Veve NFTs. We don't know, but I'm gonna just hearing Cisco right now. I'm gonna go out on this limb a little and say maybe the only reason Recur has some of these licenses is because Veve exists. It's because you have a proven product, which now creates more competition, because you have people who are like, oh, they did it.
Competition's good.
They did it. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm like, they did it. Now we can do it. And I think Veve might leverage that. Like, hey, the reason Warner Brothers gave you that license is because we already had got them into it back in 2018, back in 2019. Now we don't want to jam you up, where we don't want to be like, hey, Warner Brothers, hey, Disney, choose, because they're going to choose us. We already made them money. We've already done this. We've proven it. So how about you give us the status of alpha, or the status of our NFTs are interoperable on your platform and hold this certain weight. So yeah, you can still have that Star Trek, but if you have the Star Trek from Veve, then it can go on there. It can go on there. It does this. Yeah, it does. It does something a little bit more.
And wait, we're forgetting something important too off this episode. We haven't touched on it. I don't know how it slipped through the cracks, but for the Android users who can't get the Veve app,
too.
You dudes that can't upload gems anymore, that was huge this week. Yeah, and a lot of people in the feed are saying, I'm done with this app. This is unfair. They should stop the drops
Yeah.
until you let
Or
us get
you could be
back on.
resilient like me
Yeah,
and figure
like,
out how to
dude.
fucking get gems, like selling something that you bought for the
That
floor
is
and get
insane,
rid
though.
of it
But
because you want to
yeah,
go for
Android
something.
users, I feel for you. But get
Well,
an iPhone.
I'm pretty
I mean,
sure.
dude, get an iPhone.
I'm pretty sure. What's it called? VV will have that resolved
I
pretty
think
quick.
before
Soon.
I
before
don't
the
think
weekend's over. I think
soon.
yeah, it's
Soon
in their
night.
best interest. You know.
Yeah.
Like
Plus,
losing,
it is unfair
yeah.
for people who want to go for drops, and maybe that's why we're not. Maybe they want to fix that, and then we get an announcement of a big drop. Because normally, by Wednesday, we get an announcement of the weekend drop. I think by tomorrow we'll know. Well, actually, we always get blindsided, right? Because we do this
Right?
podcast on
Yeah,
Wednesday,
no, we're always
and then
speculating and
Thursday,
shit.
Until they check the stats, they're like, "Well, we only have 15%
because
Android users.
we didn't
Fuck 'em."
see this coming. Like we're
we
here on
don't care if they
Wednesday.
have it.
The very next day, they're like, "Oh, Batman Black and
Batman.
White." Not only that, boom, the take me out to the ball game stamp.
Mhm.
Oh, it's a one collection
yeah,
for a set.
for a
Coca-Cola.
set.
Oh, and by the way, Coca-Cola, like, oh man, you talk about heavy hitting brands. Who's doing this? It just reinforces why I love this project, why I'm all into it, why I was arguing with my
Yep.
homies out in Vegas, and they're laughing in my face, tripping out on me that I'm all into this stuff.
Especially those brands back to back. You said in one weekend is just ridiculous.
if
If
you
you
had
had them
one-
just one per month,
You had one, like HRO has one, Hero has DC. That's it. That's enough. They have one thing. DC cards, dope looking art. Just three things. I have three fingers up, but you know what I mean. Like it's just one slice of what already Vivi's offering completely, right? And I don't want to get too much into the hero thing. Cisco has bought some hero packs. Maybe he wants to touch on it.
I'm waiting
I
for it
don't
to
really
come in.
have any stake in that game. I will caution any who's jumping ship too hastily. Like, oh, I'm just done with Vivi. I'm gonna just go all in on hero. Be careful because when you're chasing that, and
And those are trading cards.
And I had to talk about Homeboy too. I sent you fools the thing, and I'm gonna talk about him next week. But Homeboy from My Collectible, no, not My Collectibles, but it's called like VV Collectible MCJ or something. He's this dude. I've been following him since his first episode. I don't subscribe, but his videos pop up, so I watch them. And no offense to him, but I had to call him out a little. I'm like, bro, you're chasing too many different things, like you want to jump from ship to ship, recur to hero, and nothing wrong with diversifying. I'm just saying, be careful. You bull into things and you just keep throwing money at things and you're kind of chasing, you're chasing the dragon. Like you're chasing the gains and you get left behind, and you don't get to fully see a cycle through and get that come up, and I'm not the biggest expert in that, but I have seen things through with crypto and certain even things with VV now, like where holding or having your strategy pays off over time and you actually get to see some gains. So I just caution people, like, be careful.
Speaking on that real quick.
Don't just keep jumping from
real
ship
quick
to
on the
ship.
HRO shit. I saw it and I saw on Twitter and all that stuff, right? So I go to the page and they only had like 3,000 followers. So I was like, interesting. So then I click on the link to see what's up with the packages or what the packs that they have. The big pack, the 158 or whatever it was, that one was already sold out. So it was like a $55 one. I was like, all right, I'll throw a schmecko at it. I'll try to see what's up with it. But I was a dude who also was getting those Bowman baseball trading cards when they were out. And the thing about the HRO is they released online and those sold out right away. I was lucky to get one, I guess, because they were all selling out. And then literally 5 minutes later, it was like, oh, everything's sold out. I was like, oh, I guess I just clicked at the right time. But they have those at Walmart. And what people do is they have friends who work at Walmart, like, let me know when that shipment's coming in. They never even make it to the floor, where Target and Walmart had these issues with the baseball cards. So when you're doing that, that's why people are always buying them online. You could buy them on like Amazon or whatever, because people will just go buy them because they know they can make 10, 15 bucks off of it. And by the time they ship it to you, the cards are jacked up or whatever. So it's like, it is a long game on that one too, holding them. I know some people have made sales, but it's only been a few of those sales that are even shown, that they happen.
No, but I mean,
you're gonna have to get lucky either way.
If you're into collecting and it's
that's a different collector's type shit though. I'm saying than
if
VV
you're
and
into
then
it and you're
NFTs.
collecting, go for it. Like I'm just saying. But if you're coming in with an investor or you're thinking I'm gonna jump on the next hot thing, it don't really work out for you, dog. Like y'all tripping.
Not every girl wants to hook up with you.
Gonna pump in 2 weeks.
Because I think Hero will be will be big, and it already is doing big things.
I want that Batman
I
1 of
think
100.
it's so new, everything, even with Veve, like even with Recur, bro, like the market, so much money out there, there's so much available. It's not like you're taking one for the other. You're not. Like there is
You
enough
shouldn't.
fresh money for this space to grow where it's like they can't coexist. No, I think there's just fresh.
Well,
like,
look at the Bored Ape Yacht Club. When did that start? When did that, when did those
I
get
mean, you would
minted?
have to go look it up, but it's only been about 3 years. I'd say 2-3 years.
I think it's more than that when
I
I
don't
saw,
know.
just saw it
4
recently.
Just the
years.
But
fact
No,
that there's
CryptoPunks is the
um
oldest, and Bored Ape Yacht Club isn't that
So it
old.
was
yeah,
CryptoPunk then.
but either
Maybe
way,
like
there's
5 years.
multiple
All right,
there's
so like
multiple
5 years.
metaverses.
What's
Dude.
Veve at?
It's not even the NFTs necessarily.
Not
It's
even a year, 1 year.
the fact that there's multiple metaverses.
This is year one.
And if you don't count the
That's
bots in it,
proof
you
of
know what
concept,
people are
though,
saying?
dude. No, the fact that there's multiple metaverses is the proof of that concept. That one doesn't take away from the other. Because if not, everyone wouldn't be trying to do multiple their own little, metaverse. They wouldn't be investing money in it like that. You got a lot. There's more than a few. So
Bored Ape Yacht Club
that'll show
just
it.
turned 1 years old this year.
Damn, all right,
this
so that was a
month.
bad example. That did blow
That's
up.
how fast this shit moves.
Well, it took Tom Brady to retire and then come back before he even got one. So
And no, but that's a chosen few right there. Like think of how many NFT projects there are, and then there's that one. So
but regardless,
it's huge. It's different.
love Veve. I love where we're going. You talk about the strategy of it. I'm going for
2017
the
is
right now.
CryptoPunks.
Right now, I'm going for the drops.
So
2017
5 years is
All right.
CryptoPunks.
And that kind of set the bar and set it up for Bored Ape Yacht Clubs to do what it did too, when the GIF or whatever you call it, like in the JPEG, sold for I don't know how much it was, where it kind of just opened everyone's eyes to.
Well, everyone, I sat in. I talked about it in one of the past episodes. Like I sat in on my girlfriend Celeste's meeting about the metaverse for her company, which they do high-end fashion, middlemanning for companies, Gucci and freaking, Louis Vuitton and blah, blah, blah. And they're talking about the metaverse and just kind of sprinkling it in. And the first thing they open up with, of course, is always the money. Oh, this is how much people made. This guy sold a rock for 50 million, 70 million. This guy did this, this guy did that. And they give all these examples, and it's it's a not tongue in cheek, but it's like a noteworthy, like it's buzzworthy, where it gets people talking.
Yeah,
And
gets them
that's
listening,
what people
like,
care
okay.
about at first, but the applications for NFTs and for this technology goes way beyond that. Most regular people, shit, even experts in this field, in NFTs and in crypto, have a hard time wrapping their mind around it sometimes, so the average person's really going to have a hard time really fully understanding what's really going on and what they're holding, and so again, we're just really early.
You gotta think long
We're
term.
mad
That's
early.
the point, though. You gotta think long term. Make your moves if you're going to. You want to flip to get more gems, to get a better position on something you want. But at the end of the day, all these NFTs you should be looking to hold for the long term, for what's to come in the future, for what Veve is going to develop. And I don't know about you, but when I hear the AMAs, I believe them. They sound passionate about it. It doesn't sound like they're bullshitting you or just trying to like sweet talk your girlfriend. She's mad, like, hey, calm down. Like, no, they're giving you it. They say their plans. They say it's for the long term, and you got to think that way.
Well, they put
You
their face
got
out there,
to
dude, and think about it.
that
If they were
way.
to, for what everyone says about, oh, they don't care, they don't this, that, whatever, right? This, that, and other. They made all this money off of it. If they blew up the spot and it's like, yeah, we did just want your money, you guys were out. They're never gonna get back into the space again. People will never trust them again. Their name is forever tarnished on developing things like that. You get me? Like it's not logical to think that way.
Just like Lana Rhodes.
It's like, bro, like
They're gonna Lana Rhodes us.
It's just people will have their doubts and their
People
fears,
going people.
bro. Like, and they, no matter how much you reassure them, they're always going to be asking that. Or how do you know? How do you know for sure?
But do you love me?
Of course you don't. It's high risk. This stuff could get crushed down even lower.
They could rug pull
This
us
thing
like
could-
Lana
this thing-
Rhodes.
I don't mean like literally a rug pull, but but this technology in this field, like, just to even go back into crypto a bit, like big tech stocks, in stocks, like big tech companies and tech stocks in general are getting sold off, and they've been getting crushed, and crypto's getting dragged down with it. So if people casual investors or people who with money decide, hey, I don't want this anymore, and they start selling their Bored Apes, and they start doing, we could see a huge dip. There's a lot of risk involved of you seeing a lot of your money go away. But on the flip side, no risk it, no biscuit. That's our motto. So the upside is huge. You got to be willing to take that risk, and but be aware of it. Let's be honest. This is crazy. This is a crazy speculative market and
You
thing
did
that we're
what?
doing, and people are tripping out.
For what?
You paid what for? You did? You
Wait,
do
what
this
does it do?
podcast? Like, yeah,
Huh?
you can cash out. So wait, you sold that for $500?
Yep.
George
So
Clooney
can you
have
buy,
one?
can you get the money out? Nah, I can't get the money out yet. Oh, hell no. That sounds like
That's what
a
you guys don't
scam to
realize.
me,
This
You
fool's a
paid what for a
rapper.
triple man?
Imagine when
Triple-digit
he
man?
makes it in rap and he starts talking about NFTs. Then we have the spokesperson we need. Then we're gonna blow up. This is how we win.
But yeah, y'all. Wow. Episode 10.
Hey, double-digit episodes, baby.
We're here.
Double-digit
We are here.
episodes, baby.
Much more on the way next week. The special 420 edition, where we'll truly
I'm not
get
ready.
banned from YouTube
I'm not
by
ready.
sparking up hella
I don't
tree
think that gets you
here,
banned from YouTube.
just like Elon Musk did on Joe Rogan.
You
We
know
about to
what?
spark a
You
bunch
gotta
of
put
Dutches
background music
and
of
joints
some like happy
all
song.
next week.
Put a happy song. In
Thank
the
you guys
background.
again for everyone who jumped
And
in,
then
left the
the
comment.
algorithm will
Anyone who
praise
listened
it.
to anyone who listened to it after we recorded this.
Appreciate you guys.
Put that oh
You've
no
been
song,
tuning
and then
in.
you get all the hits for the oh no song.
Anything else?
My back hurts.
That's it.
Nothing. I'm good. I
May
got
the
a
fourth
stretch
be
out.
with
So all
you.
you FUD feeders, stop your
You
bitching.
Fud Ruckers.
Yeah,
Peace.
Butters.
legit. You
Peace.
mutter fudders,
Taking off the headphones.
like my
All
homie
right,
Joe would
Cisco's
say.
gone.
You mutter fudder.
You mother fudder.
I'm out.
We'll see you guys next week. Let's see what
Is that
bombs
going?
Veve drops this
We
weekend.
out.
I'm still waiting for Mario. And now I'm the last one here. Iron Man shirt. He's had it for 15 years. How many years?
He's out. Since I was 17, like 15 years.
15-year-old shirt. So now I have you where I've wanted you, YouTube. Just here alone. Alone with. All right, I'm out of here. Peace, y'all.